Welcome to this video. I will show you how to create the 3D annotations. So before we start to go into annotate, go to tools, document settings. Alright, change the annotation type to ASME-mm. Apply, close. Okay, the reason for that is that it will show up the dimension values in decimal places. Okay, so go to annotate, tolerance feature. So the first thing I want to create is the datum feature on the bottom of this face or this surface here. Click on it. It says planar surface, that's right. Click OK. And the green part is usually the is a plane where you will place your annotation. Usually is somewhere in the middle. Alright, so just click here will do. Anywhere on the screen. You can adjust the position a bit later. Okay, so for here, there's flatness. This symbol represents flatness. If you do not need the feature control frame, you can press remove. Leave with the datum. Okay. So if you need the feature control frame, just click add again. You turn it on. If you do not want the datum, you can click here to uncheck. Alright, click here to check it back since I will need this. So for here, you can click on the flatness and click on arrow down to change the profile to a profile. And then click on the value here to change the value from 2 to 1.0 to 1 m, for example. Okay, you can just ignore the 0.00, just put 1. And if you need to add any more, you can do it a bit later. Okay, so feature priority will be usually we will choose feature priority. Alright. This one they ask you, do you want to be geometrical tolerance, offset, or size dimension? So for this case, it's just a flatness, which is a geometrical tolerance, and then you press OK. Alright, so usually what happens is that this thing here, you see that's being applied. If you don't like the location, you just drag and shift it to another location. Okay. If you don't like the, you can right click here to toggle to a alignment. For example, if the alignment is not correct, you want to change it, you can click here. Okay, so just toggle it back. Or you want to change it to another plane. Change to next candidate plane. Again, it becomes sideways. Okay, so let me change it back to this one. Okay, next thing, if I want to add, for example, a tolerance feature based on the holes, I can click on the holes here. Click on the other one. Straight away, you know that you're trying to create a feature control for this whole cylindrical group. Press OK. Select. Same thing, it appears with the datum B. If you do not want this to be the datum B, you can just uncheck it. Or if you want to change it to a different datum, okay, you can actually click on it and select the datum alphabet. Alright. Same thing, you can change the value. Click here, arrow down. You can say I want to have a symmetrical control. The value is 0.1, for example. And the position control diameter within 0.5. Respect to A. Right? So once done, then press OK. So notice that the arrow signs cannot be seen clearly because the hidden is, if you notice, is right in the middle. So I need to change the annotation plane to make it more visible. Right click, change annotation plane to the front of the face here. See the arrow now move forward. Okay. Next thing is I want to toggle it because I do not like the orientation. Toggle, press OK first. Right click on the item. Toggle alignment becomes like this. Okay, which is more presentable. Next thing, how about adding a dimension? Okay, any dimension, you can click on dimension here, select the two faces or the features that you want, and then just extend out to the place it to a location that you need. Add in the tolerance, plus, I don't know, could be 0.3, okay, and minus 0.1. And okay, for example, you have two different tolerances, for example. Okay, and what you need to do is you can right click here, say that I do not like the way it's being placed. Notice it's like pointing to like a different to the circular feature here, so I want to bring it forward a little bit more. So the idea here is just to change the annotation plane to probably to the front here. Alright, so now it points to the base. Alright. The next thing, last but not least, is to add in the general profile node. Okay, click on the segment that you want. So usually it's split into four in the quarter. So just choose the bottom right, and then just key in all the things that you need to put in. For example, all dimensions, which is all capital letters. All dimensions are in mm. All unspecified radii or radii to be R2. You can put other things like thickness of the part, thickness is 2mm, material is, you can say, depending on what's given, it can be either be a stainless steel plate or it can be a galvanized steel. So just put galvanized steel, and you can put other nodes that controls the cosmetic of the feature. For example, you want to have some treatment to be done. Okay, so what are the treatment that you want? Can say sorry. Okay, so this could be powder coated, etc. Okay, powder coated some color blue, for example. Okay, so once you're happy with the information here, with all the things I input here, you have to right click, go to add properties, and key in the details. Okay, so usually what are the details is under projects here. Who's the designer, who's the engineer, key in the details, what's the description, part number, etc. Okay, so once you're happy with it, just press OK and go to 3D PDF. So in the 3D PDF, okay, uncheck the details that you do not need, otherwise there's a lot of information that you have to put in. So you can put in the project, the material, designer, engineer, whenever there's any revision. Okay, once done, if let's say you have a stat file that you want to attach, you can click on stat file, generate and attach stat file, otherwise press publish. You'll write yes because I already created one beforehand, and then wait for it to be published. So once done, the 3D PM may ask you to allow, may have some restriction which you need to allow. Alright, so once done, you will see all these things being shown up here. So this is our end of the video. Hope you enjoyed the video.